Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today is finally the day. Today is the day that we tackle the most requested video ever on my channel. It's something that I've been asked for since I created this channel, and something that honestly wasn't really obtainable prior to this because for a very long time I really didn't have any of my collection out. But obviously, I think you can tell by the thumbnail and the title of this video, today is going to be a collection tour to show you off basically what I have on display for my collection, which isn't all of it. Actually, it's probably about 3/4 of it. There is a lot more still in storage, but again, prior to this, my collection was basically all in storage, and I really didn't have anywhere to put it because I live in a fairly small house with, a decent sized family. There isn't really a whole lot of room in the house to display a dinosaur collection of my size, but over the course of the last few months, I went ahead and moved my dinosaur collection, or a lot of it, down to the basement. So that is a warning for you guys watching this video. You are probably going to see a lot of cobwebs. You're going to see a pretty ugly basement because my basement isn't like some kind of crazy awesome fully finished beautiful basement. It's just a pretty generic basement, but I really had nowhere else to display my collection. It has since become pretty much my paradise down here over the last few months, where I film my reviews, where I paint my dinosaurs, and of course have lots and lots of dinosaurs on display. So again, you have been warned as far as the ugly basement goes. The walls aren't going to look great, the ceiling's not going to look too wonderful either, but I guess we've got to work with what we've got. So let's go ahead and get this tour underway. The other part of this video that's going to be a little bit of a task is the fact that a lot of this is in shelves, and being a basement, there's kind of poor lighting down here, so I'm going to have to turn the light on the camera to really show off what's in there. So the overall appearance may not be the best. It may be a little bit too bright in some cases, so I do apologize for that ahead of time, but considering how dark some of the shelves are, it wouldn't really be too great to see them without the light. It would be a little bit too dark. But anyway, the very first area we're taking a look at here is actually where I film my reviews. There's usually a backdrop here, and then hiding behind the backdrop are a few dinosaurs, which the cord from my camera is kind of running in front of the face of one of them right now, so let's try to get that out of the way a little bit right there. So that right there is a beautiful Tarbosaurus from Darren McDonald. In front of that, you can also see the Giganotosaurus, which we've actually recently reviewed here on the channel from Damn Toys. We also have the Daspletosaurus from Darren McDonald as well, sold through Masterpiece Models, which I'm a huge fan of Darren McDonald's dinosaur models. I have quite a few here in my collection, which you'll see as we go through. Here are some of the beasts of the Mesozoic down here, some of the recent ones that I've just been able to acquire, as well as the Shadow T-Rex from Schleich. And we also have behind that one of the promotional boxes that was sent to me from Mattel, a Primal Attack box, which I love having here. I love having these really cool boxes from Mattel. And then if we push the light down here, that's kind of in our way, and we move up here, you could see tons and tons of more figures, as we have some of the Raw 10 figures. We also have, again, dinosaurs galore. We've got CollectA, Mattel, Schleich, all kinds of stuff over here, and some walls in the background there with paint that's been chipping off of them over time. But we've got some recur up there in the top. Back there in the way back is an in-box Horizon Brachiosaurus, something that I bought initially to build, but I also have an out-of-box one that I have built a long time ago. The only problem is the one that I did already build is not very well built. Like, when I had originally acquired that one, I was so new to painting and building dinosaur models, so my actual build and paint up of it is horrendous, and I've always wanted to get another one to do a better job, but ever since I bought it, I couldn't take it out of the box. I just love it in the box so much. And as it turns out, it got buried with some other figures back there, so that's probably where it's going to stay. We also have a Sukata Hobbies Dilophosaurus back there, with the lights kind of shining on it right there, still in box. Again, one of their model kits. You've got some of the basic dinos up there on the top. As we come down here, you can see just how overloaded I am with dinosaur figures, as a lot of them are sitting on top of each other. I do my best to kind of make them look kind of cool as far as being displayed on top of each other, but it certainly isn't the most desirable way to display them. As we move down here, again, you can see a very healthy dose of many different companies. We don't have anything here that's like specifically displayed per company. This is just, everything everywhere. As we move down a little bit further, we continue on with everything from Hasbro to Kenner to even Papo. As we actually get down here a little bit, you can see Mr. Papo Rex is hiding back here, and this is actually the Papo Rex that I use for my size comparisons. And if we move over a little bit, you'll see that we've got Mr. Robert Muldoon and the Attack Pack Colovosaurus. So this is right next to where I sit for my reviews. And of course, I have these guys here within arm's reach for our size comparisons. As we move down here a little bit further, we actually have some really cool stuff, but it's kind of buried back here. These are some of the Resaurus figures that I have that are still in box. I have a few of them. I believe the Styracosaurus, the Stegosaurus, and the Protoceratops that are actually in box, and I'm pretty sure they're all right here, like one after another right there. We also have a Mojo Fun catalog that I've recently been able to acquire. And, oh, nope, see, I was wrong. There's another one down here. And it's been so long since I put this stuff back here, I don't even know what else is back there. Who knows? One day I'll have to dig it out. I think there's some of the Jurassic World cars and stuff back there. You can see a chap-made Dimetrodon, a CollectA Dimetrodon. You've also got two Dilophosaurs here, a Mattel and Kylosaurus. If we go down a little bit further, we've got 65th anniversary Rodan, Fire Rodan specifically figure right here. We've also got a Terminator bust type of a model thingy here. I think that's a Chronicle Collectibles piece. There are things back here behind it. I don't know exactly what's back there. Again, I have all kinds of stuff. They're probably like NECA figures or something like that. And then down here in this shelf, even though it's really far back there, it's actually a cast of a Bigfoot footprint. So that's pretty random and pretty cool to have in there. But again, I don't think I have anything else back there. It's just a little too dark. And then down here we have more like NECA figures. We have some AEW figures. So that's what we have here on this shelf. And then moving over here, we've got lots more. First of all, we've got two Tyrannosaurs down here, one of which is the Lantern Toys Tyrannosaurus. We've also got the Chat Mayrex, a little too big to really fit anywhere specific, so they just kind of chill here on the floor. And then in here, I'm probably going to have to turn the light on to really show you guys. You can kind of see it, but it's a little bit dark, so let's turn the light on. So there we go. We can definitely see a little bit better now with the light on. It's just going to be super, super bright, and there's probably going to be dust and stuff flying in front of the camera, which I can actually see as I say that. But we've got a lot of different figures in here, and as you can see, this shelf is completely overcrowded, like pretty much every one of my shelves are, but we have a lot of the TS toys. Walking with Dinosaurs figures here to the right, all the way there to the back, and then you can see it kind of transitions to Recur, and the Recur figures are everywhere. They used to be a little bit more, like, reasonably displayed, but I don't know what happened in here. And then we also have some Bully Lands here. None of these that you see here, except for maybe the TS Toys. Like, I think this might be all of my TS Toys figures, which this poor Allosaurus is really not in a good spot. There we go. He's a little bit more, you know, on his feet. But I think this is all of my TS Toy figures here. There are a few that I still need to get a hold of, like one or two, I think. But I know this definitely isn't all of my Recurs, and this definitely is not all of my Bully Lands. Some of the Bully Lands are just kind of spread out throughout the entire display, and they'll pop up from time to time. Potentially the same deal there with the Recur figures. I know some of them I don't even actually have out on display. Some are still in boxes and stuff because I just have too many figures to really display. If we come up to the next shelf, this shelf has a nice mixture of Mojo Fun as well as CollectA back here, and you can see I have so many CollectA figures that they are just everywhere. Like, you'll see stragglers and everything all throughout this collection of CollectAs, but again, a lot of CollectA stuff back there. Don't know how well everything is showing up because, again, being that there's so many figures, they're really crammed in here, unfortunately. But again, we have a lot of Mojo Fun here in the front. Some really cool stuff from Mojo Fun. I'm a huge fan of them. Absolutely love their figures. And then going up to the next shelf, this is the Beasts of the Mesozoic shelf. And unfortunately, there's like a, well, kind of fortunately, actually, there's a big open area here because I'm trying to make room for more. As we know, Wave 3 is about to ship of the Ceratopsians. We also, again, have a Bully Land. And just like I had said, we've got some CollectA kind of chilling up here. Neither of those guys, or all three of these guys, should not be here. They're just kind of chilling here. That I guess I haven't found a home for them quite yet, but you can again see the Beasts of the Mesozoic figures. We've got tons of them in here. A lot of my Raptors are actually not out here. I don't know. I guess I still have them in storage from when I was getting them out, you know, displaying them and stuff. I didn't get all of the Raptors out, but we definitely have all of the Ceratopsians that are out currently, except for the three that we just had over on the other shelf. And then if we move up to the next one, we start out over here with, well, one random Captives figure, but we've also got a lot of the Toyway Walking with Dinosaurs figures mixed with some Invictas there in the back. A lot of Invictas. You can see there's just tons of them, and I have repeats of a lot of them, as you can also already tell. And then if you move to the front, we've got a large collection of the Batat line with some doubles and everything as well. And in fact, some here you actually might think are doubles, but all three of these Tyrannosaurs here that look similar to each other, well, there's actually 4 Tyrannosaurs, but only 3 look so similar, but they're actually all different releases. They're each of the different versions that the Batat line has released. Unfortunately, I don't have really many of the minis. I actually only have one, and that's this guy right here. Only one that I have as far as the minis go. We've also got an Invicta Dimetrodon hiding right here, but I love the Batat line, such fantastic figures. I just wish they didn't have to be so crowded in here and just kind of crammed all together. We also have a shrunken down Allosaurus claw that was sent to me by my good buddy Keith Olson, as well as I think that's the tip of a Diplodocus tail. I have one that kind of had fallen apart in transit that I had purchased in a lot that I wanted to repaint, and I think I left the tail right there. I'm going to have to get that and one of these days glue it back on. I always have so many stuff to repaint, I just don't ever have time. And then when we move up here to the next shelf, you can now see that we have tons and tons and tons of CollectA. Just an absolute plethora of CollectA figures everywhere in here. You can see, and again, it's actually hard to really show you how many are in here because there's just so many that are just so jam-packed. I really wish I could have some kind of awesome shelves that would just like run the entire course of this room, and I could display each figure individually next to each other to really show off and give respect to every figure and allow them the display that they deserve. But unfortunately, they, pretty much sit here all crammed together. One of the reasons why many people will be like, oh, why don't you compare this figure with this figure and this figure? Well, this is why, because I have so many that are just so jam-packed in these shelves. It's actually kind of hard to get them out and show them to you guys. And I have like the most cheap and ridiculous way ever of displaying some of their marine reptiles back there with fishing hooks that I've used to just basically hook them to the ceiling. I was fully intending on creating something a little bit more clever, a little bit less ridiculous, but I haven't gotten to that point yet either. Just always so busy. Been working a lot throughout the course of the year, so I haven't really had time. Barely have had time to get reviews up every day, but luckily I've been able to pull that off. Then as we move over from that shelf, we dive into the Jurassic shelf, and you can see that we have tons and tons of Jurassic stuff as well. Probably more over here that are crammed together than what we had on the CollectA shelf. And of course, we don't display these by company. They're just, if they're Jurassic, they're in here. We have a mixture of everything from captives to Hasbro to Kenner to Mattel, even companies like that I have no idea who makes them, like these weird little minis right here. This, if it would focus on it, this Indominus right here, I have absolutely no idea who makes that figure, and there was an entire line of those that I had reviewed a few years back, and they're really cool figures. I just don't know who actually makes them. Definitely fun figures regardless as far as Jurassic figures go. But as we move back here a little bit further, again, it is just overloaded. There is just dinosaurs and other Jurassic figures for days, and my camera's trying not to focus on certain stuff, but again, there is just stuff everywhere. They are certainly a little dusty as they've been sitting in here now for a little while. As we move down, yet more Jurassic stuff, and you can see some Indoraptors randomly standing up on top of each other here, on top of other dinosaurs. It's a little hard to actually get all the way back in here to show you. Like, I can see the Jurassic World live show there, Stegosaurus hiding back there, as well as a Kenner Parasaurolophus, and then we've got all kinds of stuff back here. Again, I just wish there was a better way to display these. If I had more room to do it, I could definitely give these guys a lot more of a reasonable display, but for now, unfortunately, they have to stay displayed like this. But tons and tons of stuff in here as well. And yes, even the Hasbro Jurassic World figures are in here, which I don't know if that's good or bad. I think there was actually some on the upper shelf as well. Some of the nicest Mattel figures here that I think they've released right here in the front with this Battle Damage Monolophosaurus. I don't know why, I've just always loved that one. Particularly loved the paint scheme of it. And here's one of the harder ones to find, that black battle damage Velociraptor, although I'm certain it's not on anybody's like I need to have list because we've had so many Velociraptors from Mattel, but that was one that I actually had to get from Matthew the Dinosaur King, who had helped me out to acquire that one from the UK, because we didn't ever get that here. In fact, there's an entire wave of battle damage figures we never got here in the United States, thanks to Mattel's crazy at times distribution. And then moving down, we have more Jurassic stuff. That T-Rex appears to be taking a header, although that's one of the ugliest Tyrannosaurs that I think has ever been in the Jurassic line. But again, as we move down here, we've got all kinds of stuff. Some old JP3. I think, actually, I don't know if that one's JP3 or one of the lines that came after it, but a Triceratops. We've got, again, the really cool young Rex right there. There are a few different paint variants of that Rex that I still need to get a hold of. Basically, the darker ones, I think, is there's some really dark green ones, I think. I have to look, I forget exactly, but again, all kinds of stuff. We even have some of the old Kenner human figures that you'll see appearing throughout. Here is the repainted young Rex from Ismi Nona, who had sent me some really cool stuff that he had painted. Also sitting here on the shelf, you've got Kenji over here, who obviously has only recently been added to the collection. We've got the green Mattel Rex back there, some pterosaurs, the awesome Bone Breaker Carnotaurus way back there in the back. And again, there's so much stuff that you just almost, it's hard to show you guys. Like, you just can't see it because it's all so buried in here, which really bums me out. One of the many reasons I haven't been too, in much of a hurry to get a collection video out is because it's so hard to see the stuff and it's so crammed in here that it's probably not even going to be all that exciting of a video. But then we go down from that shelf, and more Jurassic is found down here. We've got the chomping little baby kind of Indominus. I forget exactly what his name was. We've got some more young Rex figures hiding back here. We've also got the blue, actually, that's just like that Indominus. We've got the awesome Demon Carnotaurus. Love that figure. Some other Carnotaurus there way in the back as far as like Mattel Carnotaurus goes. Some more dust floating in front of the screen. Again, just keep in mind we are in a basement. We've got some of those weird hybrid Tyrannosaurs from the Hasbro line. We also have the Jurassic World, the live show Triceratops right there. Some other awesome figures. Another one of those battle damage ones that were really hard to get a hold of, the Triceratops right here. Another of the ones that I had to get from Matthew the Dinosaur King, as we had worked out a trade where I gave him a bunch of cool stuff. He got me some cool stuff. We've got some repainted Mononychus figures in here that I had repainted a ways back. Some of the very few repaints that I've kept. There's also the really cool Jurassic statues that came out with the Jurassic World line in that kind of really cool limited edition Blu-ray set. Probably one of my favorite Jurassic kind of dioramas. They're actually like bookends, I think, or maybe you could say DVD ends because they could hold DVDs up. Man, there's so much dust down here just flying in front of the camera. But definitely one of my favorite sets from the Jurassic franchise overall. You can also see that we've got the old Hasbro Allosaurus down here. We even have the Jurassic World Hasbro Mosasaurus hiding in there. Some Snap Squads, they're pretty much everywhere. We've also got minis and stuff all over the place. And then when we go down, again, we have more Jurassic stuff, and we have a lot of it. We've got the Zoomer Indominus back there. We've got the large Owen. Got some of the hatchlings in here from the Mattel line. This Rex over here is currently eating a mini Pteranodon. We've got one of the other paint variants that I do have of the young Rex. I think there might be one left, actually. I'm thinking there's only one, maybe two left that I have to get of that particular sculpt. There's also some, again, more Snap Squads and stuff. Some of the 5-inch basic down there. Some Baryonyx. We've got the super cool Universal Triceratops. That's a really hard figure to find. He's not in the best shape. He's a little beat up, but he's definitely an awesome addition to this collection. We've got the old Hasbro Pachyrhinosaurus, sculpted by David Silva, hiding back there, which is a really cool figure. We've got the Quetzalcoatlus back there as well, so some more awesome stuff hiding in here. This is the end of the Jurassic stuff. However, it's not the end entirely. This is just the end of the actual shelves that are specifically put aside for Jurassic stuff. There's still Mattel and all kinds of other Jurassic, Kenner, and everything throughout the course of my collection, just all over the place, that are just kind of mixed in with other stuff And again, these shelves, there's just tons and tons of them all over as far as the Jurassic figures go. And then when we move over here to the next side, we now have Safari Ltd. And it wasn't until I was actually putting these shelves together and putting some of this stuff up that I realized just how much Safari Ltd stuff I have. Because as you're going to see here, there is obviously a plethora of them up here. And again, I'm so sorry for how bright it is due to having to use the light on the camera to really capture this stuff because it's so dark inside these shelves. But you can again see that there's just tons and tons of it in here, like there is in all of these shelves. These shelves are as jam-packed as I could possibly get them. We've got some of the beautiful old Brachiosaurus from the Carnegie collection back there, some of the awesome Diplodocus as well, the older Diplodocus from the Carnegie collection. We've got the very rare Tylosaurus back there, even one of the old Mamenchisaurus. Actually, there's two of them. You can't even barely notice them. You can see their bodies, but then their heads and necks just kind of disappear into oblivion. There's one. We've got one sticking out right there. There's another one hiding in here. So they're in there. They're just hiding really well. We've got more stuff right here. And if we actually go down to the next shelf, there is more Safari Ltd. Oh boy, one of them fell over. Let's fix that guy, get him back up there. Did not know that he had fallen. He's standing on the back of an alligator back there that you almost can't even, oh my goodness, you can't even take notice to. This guy has also fallen. Let's put him back in the spot that he goes. Man, the things that happen when I'm not around, I don't know if these guys just party too hard or what. And there's actually the Bigfoot. And one thing that's very interesting about Sasquatch and different cryptids is I'm a huge fan of cryptids and basically anything monster related, but because I like cryptids so much, you'll probably end up seeing some throughout the course of my collection, as I have put some just like randomly. Anytime I can get a cryptid figure, I'm all in, but because they don't really fit in anywhere specifically, just like cryptids in real life, I just kind of place them in the weirdest places that you may not even notice them being, and then just kind of hiding them throughout the collection. So keep an eye out, as you may spot some cryptids as you go along here through my collection. Not so much here in the Safari Ltd shelf, but, well, maybe, who knows. I think the Mothman might be hiding around in here somewhere. But again, we have some of the old Carnotaurus figures. We've got the Deltadromeus. We have the really nice Monolophosaurus, the Iguanodon. We have all kinds of stuff hiding in here, and I love that one right there, the Maiasaura on the nest. I actually have a few different versions of that, one or two, and again, more stuff. As you run through the course of the figures here, there are just mountains pretty much of figures here. Another of these Diplodocus. I don't know how many of those I have at this point, but apparently quite a few. I think that's the third one that we've already seen here. And then as we move down to the next shelf, well, what do you know? There's more Safari Ltd. And this is at the point where I was like, wow, I really have a lot of Safari Ltd. And this is the last actual shelf that's dedicated to Safari Ltd specifically. But I do have, again, just like with a lot of the other figures, more that are just kind of spread out throughout the course of my collection. And some really cool stuff in here, like that really old Therizinosaurus. I love that figure, even though it's very strange looking. It's just one that I've always really liked. We also have the Cryolophosaurus, the Suchomimus, the super cool Deinonychus pack right there. Some of those old school Dilophosaurus. We have all kinds of awesome stuff from Safari Ltd. They really have released a ton of figures over the years, and I think that's pretty evident just looking here at all of the figures in my collection specifically. Like, there are just tons. Of course, there are a lot of doubles and stuff like that, but there are also, many figures that don't have doubles in here. There's just so many that they've released, and I think they're probably one of the most extensive companies overall when it comes to the amount of figures they've released over the years. They're also probably one of the oldest and most well-respected companies when it comes to dinosaur figures and prehistoric figures in general. And then as we move down, we now reach the Schleich shelf, and there's definitely going to be a lot of Schleich and apparently a lot of dust too. It seems as though when I get to the lower shelves, that's when I really start to get dust kind of showing up all over the place, because we get closer to the dusty basement floor and the dust starts to apparently go crazy and just take over the entire place, and it's just all over the screen. But again, lots of Schleich in here. Some I might actually be able to fit some other stuff in here. I can see a few spots that could maybe use another figure to crowd up the place, but Schleich is probably one of my I think favorite companies, maybe not, it's not my favorite, but it's definitely up there. I've always had a huge soft spot for Schleich, even though their figures aren't always the most accurate. They're just always so fun. I've just really enjoyed them ever since I got back into collecting dinosaurs, and I think that's pretty clear here with the amount of Schleich figures I have. Some of them are really hard to find, ones like this Parasaurolophus hiding way back here behind the butt of that T-Rex. That's one that's very hard to find. That Apatosaurus right there, that's probably one of my favorite Apatosaurus figures of all time. So there's definitely some hard to find stuff in here. And if we go down, again, more Schleich. There's actually some Safari LTD hiding down here as well. A little area of Safari, but there's also a lot of Schleich down here. Again, some older stuff hiding down here, a mixture of older and newer stuff down here, as well as a repaint in the far back left-hand corner. There looks to be maybe one or two repaints. I think there's a Pentaceratops repaint and a Giganotosaurus repaint, maybe even a Carnotaurus repaint. I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff back there, but I didn't quite realize prior to this that there was actually a little bit of extra room over here that I'll have to put some more figures in here and fill up, because that's what I do. We've also got that hatching Tyrannosaurus down here, so lots more figures down here. And actually right over here, even though my knee is currently in the way, I'll move back, we've got the Jurassic Park chess set, as well as the large Godzilla vs. Kong, the Mega Heat Ray Godzilla, which is a really cool figure. I don't know if you've ever seen this one, but he's got this ability right here. I just absolutely could not say no to that. And the fun doesn't end there, because on top of the shelves, the tops of the shelves are completely filled with figures as well. We've got some of the larger Jurassic figures, as we have a large Indominus up here. We've also got, actually that's the repainted Thrasher Rex that was sent to me by Ismi Nona as well. We've got a Mattel Spino hiding in there. The Loot Crates Jurassic Park T-Rex right there. We've also got Sue from the Safari LTD line. We've got some red Rexes hiding up here, quite a few of those. We also have a Kenner Triceratops, again the old Hasbro Indominus, which is not very good, but I've got quite a few of those. The Zuniceratops is hiding in here as well, the other Mattel Spino, or one of the other Mattel Spinos. The Disney's Dinosaur Carnotaurus, who it's not focusing on at all right now. There's one of the most rare Schleich figures I can think of right there. That's one that is on probably many people's want list, a very hard figure to find, as well as a blinking light right here that is not doing too well apparently. One of the many reasons I'm sure my lighting's so bad down here. And now I should have turned my light on because it's getting a little bit too dark over here, so it's a little hard to see, but we've got some more of the Hasbro Tyrannosaurs. There's the Dino Riders T-Rex back there, as well as some more Mattel Tyrannosaurs. A really interesting kind of a T-Rex nightlight, which technically I probably should have turned on just so that we had a little bit more light up here, but we've got a Hasbro Pteranodon. Not the best visual up there as far as they go, but, you know, it's absolutely, again, overloaded with figures up here on the top of the shelf. And when I was just over here, I actually probably should have just continued on to the right. Instead, I went to the left, but if I would have went to the right, you can see we've got plenty more figures to take a look at, as we've got the super large deluxe CollectA Pteranodon. We've got another of the Darren McDonald sculpts back there with his Pentaceratops, as well as the Parasaurolophus, which is apparently being super kind to hold up the Raptor squad from Mattel. And then down here we've got the Dinosaurius Sideshow Triceratops. We've got the Dinosaurius Sideshow Protoceratops versus Velociraptor. We also have Bumpy and Ben hiding over here. The Dinosaur Creations egg back there, as well as the Dinosaurius Tyrannosaur hatchlings. If we move along over here, we've got some Damn Toys models with the Gigant Spinosaurus, as well as their Styracosaurus and a snake. I think that snake is actually, it's a rattlesnake from Tamiya, I believe. Then we have the Iron Studios Dilophosaurus, as well as the W Dragon Velociraptor, the JP3 female raptor. We've got the Passion Charger Edmontosaurus hiding back here underneath the Sideshow Tyrannosaurus, which looks to need a bath. It's definitely very dusty. And then if we move over here, we've got a really cool kind of a Godzillasaurus. I think this was actually sculpted by Shane Folks, I'm pretty sure. I bought that one on eBay many years ago, and built and painted it a long time ago, so my build and maybe my paint isn't really the best, but I thought it looked okay. We've also got the Nanmu Sick Triceratops. As we move over here, we have the SP Arts Styracosaurus, which is probably one of the most beautiful dinosaur models I think I have in my collection. We've also got the W Dragon Male Tyrannosaurus, the large 1/20th scale version. You can see back here we've got the Sideshow Styracosaurus kind of hiding behind the tail of the Rex, and again, even these guys don't have the best display as they're just kind of everywhere. They're just all over this table here to display. But we've also got an old Horizon Velociraptor kit back there, which I'm actually in the process of redoing when I had built and painted that one again. Right around the same time I built and painted the Brachiosaurus I was talking about earlier, so it's not that great. I have begun painting it over again a little bit to give it more of a better look, and then I'll probably add some quills and stuff to it at some point, but it's definitely not done yet. And then we have the Sideshow Spinosaurus back there. I absolutely love that. We also have the SP Arts Pteranodon. We have the Sideshow Ceratosaurus right here. As we move down, we've got the Memory Museum Hippopotamus, the Dinosaurus Apatosaurus, as well as a Horizon Elasmosaurus that I had built and painted. We also have two of the Sideshow Gastonia. We have the regular and deluxe version, which the only difference is a pterosaur on one of the spikes on the back. That's really about it. We also have the Ford Explorer set from Mattel right here, still in box. Never reviewed that because I just really didn't want to take it out of the package. We also have a Raw 10 figure up here. We have the Ceratosaurus Clash set back there in the back, kind of buried underneath all of that stuff. And then if we move over here, we also have a really beautiful Beast from 20,000 Fathoms model from Joe Ladotti that I had built and painted years ago. Another of his many gorgeous models that he has out. Definitely something that I, again, really recommend checking out Joe Ladotti if you are a fan of movie monster dinosaurs and stuff like that. He is definitely the way to go to get some awesome stuff. We also have, again, I'm telling you guys, it's a horrible, ugly looking basement, but we've got some dinosaurs, again, kind of hiding up here on the top of this shelf, and they run the entire course at the top of the shelf. And actually, if we come over here a little bit, even though it's dark, I should have turned the light on, but we've got some of the Sinclair family up here on the top. But leading down into this shelf, you can already see that we've got some Nanmu stuff in here with the newest Tyrannosaurus from Nanmu. We've got the Bull Rex back there. We also have the Amber Collection JP3 Raptors, some Geo World figures, and this one again is pretty much just as filled as all of the other shelves, but this one is, and actually the rest of them that we'll probably see aside from a few random areas, they're all probably like just sporadic figures everywhere, no specific companies or anything associated with the shelves. They're just kind of all kinds of figures just spread out, and I think that's pretty obvious here as we have a healthy dose of almost everything on this shelf. As we move down a little bit further, we have more Nanmu as well as some Rebor showing up. Rebor is like one of those companies I really want to get a shelf and dedicate just to them, but I have not done that quite yet because I think I just had kind of started out with that intention, and that's what the last area of shelves was. And then as time went on, I realized that I just wasn't able to do it that way. I just kind of started to mix everything together, and that's where we ended up here. And of course, again, you can see all kinds of stuff like one of the Rebor Retrosaurs right here. More paint variants of the Nanmu Tyrannosaurus back there. And we've even got some super cool Marks figures here in the front. Awesome stuff. I love the Marks line. As we move down further, we've got the Star Ace Toys 7th Voyage of Sinbad Cyclops. And we've got some Kid Galaxy figures in here. We've also got one of those super cool Mattel minis that were repainted and then given packaging here from Keith Olsen that he had sent to me. I love that stuff. We've got some AAA Dromaeosaurus figures in here, the Bullyland Spinosaurus. Unfortunately, some PNSO hiding back here that you can't really see too well. We've got some Schleich Therizinosaurs over here, a Hasbro Allosaurus, the Edage Baby Ankylosaurus, that random two-headed Tyrannosaurus even gets a place in this shelf, and we've got some Bullyland stuff here in the front, some Safari LTD stuff, so tons of stuff in here. Moving down to the next shelf, we've got some more Rebor. We've got a super old T-Rex kit right there. We've got another paint variant of the Nanmu Tyrannosaurus, the final paint variant. We've got some Schleich over here in the front. We've got some more random unbranded figures here in the front that I really don't know who makes them. Some more Mattel and some, all kinds of old Jurassic stuff. We even got some JP3 stuff in here. A really sweet Bullyland. I think that's a Brontosaurus potentially. I'm not entirely sure even. The really rare version of the Papo Velociraptor. A little bit more room on this shelf. We can get some more stuff in here. And then if we go down here to the bottom shelf, again, we've got a good mixture of some Mattel and all kinds of Jurassic stuff, even some Hasbro, as well as some Lanyard toys down here. We have some of those really cool Lanyard toys figures that were available at Walmart not too long ago. A super cool line that they had out, so we've got all kinds of stuff down here. Also a little bit more room that I could potentially put a few smaller figures in here, but we'll just have to see if we get that far, I guess. I also completely forgot to show off the fact that we have another of the Dinosaurs figures over here in package, as well as an Amber Collection Raptor. Again, the ugly basement ceiling there, but we've got some of those guys hanging from the ceiling. Again, over here in front of these other shelves, we've got more dust flying everywhere because, again, it's very dusty down here. But we've also got some of the colossal figures down here on the floor. They're a little bit too big to actually put up on shelves or anything. We've got two of the colossal Tyrannosaurs. We've got the Brachiosaurus, which isn't technically a colossal figure. We've also got the Velociraptor Blue, the Carnotaurus, the Indominus. I do have the other Rex here as far as the, non-battle damage version, but that one is in storage. Still actually in box. I never opened it. We also have the Dino Riders Brontosaurus back here, and some stuff from Lasercraft that I need to really get some time to work on and build the JP gates for my collection. But some really cool stuff hiding down here on the floor as well. Over here on the side, we've got a few more dinosaurs up there. I see a Batat, actually two different Terabyte Batat figures. It looks like there's a Safari Carnotaurus and stuff up there as well. As we move down the side of this particular shelf, we actually have some random collectibles. There's a little bit of dinosaurs over here. We've got some Ultraman. We also have the Camp Cretaceous Carnotaurus Toro, the Imaginext version. We've got a Gremlins and the Demo Dog from Stranger Things. And then as we move down, again, some more Jurassic World stuff with this really weird mask thing that was at Walmart for Halloween. And then we also have the Land of the Lost figure down here, the Tasha figure. Over here, we have this super awesome Jurassic Park Velociraptor statue, which is definitely a very, very cool model. We also have the Mattel Apatosaurus down here. Huge figure, absolutely massive, as well as a Triceratops. And then if we go to the top, we've got a ton more dinosaurs here. We've got an Indoraptor hanging over the side, the Safari Ltd Apatosaurus right there. We have lots of other stuff. We've got the Chatmay Spinosaurus, a Pterosaur, actually two of the Pterosaurs from Chatmay. We also have Zilla right here. And then we've got some other stuff down here. We have the Terabyte Batat Tyrannosaurus, another one. There's also the X Plus Albertosaurus, who has a very bad bowing problem with his legs. He's always falling over. I have to get some sort of a pole or something to hold him up. We've also got a Thrasher Rex over here. And then in the background there, you can also see the Adventure Force Dilophosaurus. It's a little hard to get in here as well. Again, there's so many different figures. There's a Safari Ltd Styracosaurus. As we move down to the next shelf, we have some of the Boley figures that I had repainted. We also have some of those very small minis from Mattel that were showing up at Dollar Tree. There's a repainted Safari Ltd Dimetrodon. We also have some old Raptors, some old Velociraptors from Safari Ltd. We have actually some more of the Boley figures. There is the Carnotaurus right back there, the National Geographic Wildlife WOW version. And then some of the Dasmer's Toys figures. There's also some more Wildlife WOWs in here. There's the Dasmer's Toys Carnotaurus hiding in there. There's also the Wildlife WOW Ceratosaurus back there. If we come down here, we have some Eofauna stuff. We've got some Kid Galaxies. We also have some more Eofauna back there behind it, as we have the Giganotosaurus. Again, it's kind of hard to get in here and see everything that we have. We've got some Papo Carnotaurus, another of those rare, older, original versions of the Velociraptor from Papo. Some more Geo World here in the front, some Marx figures. There's a bootleg Indominus that I had repainted to give a little bit more of a better look, more realistic look, I should say. We've got some more Chatmay. We also have the Rebor, one of the many Rebor Velociraptors, which those guys are just kind of spread all throughout this entire collection. We've got some Disney's dinosaur stuff here, some more CollectA, specifically the CollectA Mamenchisaurus, which is an amazing figure. And then we've got just some more, like there's the Papo Spino back there with a coelacanth in his mouth. As we move down to this one, we've got a whole bunch of Dino Riders figures mixed again with some other random stuff. Not all of it is strictly Dino Riders. We have everything from Marks to Kid Galaxy, all kinds of stuff. Geo World down here. I think I see some CollectA. Yes, there's some CollectA hanging out. We've got some Schleich in here, some Dino Warriors figures I could see hiding here and there. There's some more Schleich in the background. And then we've also got those random Giganotosaurus figures that were actually bootlegs of the Dinosaurs Yanchuanosaurus. And then we come down here, we've got more Adventure Force dinosaurs right here. A few open areas where I could probably fit a few more figures. We also have some pterosaurs and stuff in here. As we move over here, we get into the Dinosaur King area, and there's just a plethora of the Dinosaur King figures. Oh boy, I'm looking through the screen of the camera, completely forgot about the Rampage figure that was here. What a sight that is to stumble upon after looking at these really nice, very colorful Dinosaur King figures, and then you stumble over to this looking at you. There's also a repainted Safari Ltd Brachiosaurus, very old repaint that I had done. There's a crazy Schleich Carnotaurus bootleg figure that I found on AliExpress. There's also a repainted Papo Ceratosaurus to have the JP3 look. We've got the Papo Iguanodon in there, some more Schleich in the back there with the Barapasaurus. There's also another of the Chapmay Spinosaurus, a different paint variant. We've got more Kid Galaxy, a little bit more Dino Riders here, some Safari Ltd. Again, there's just pretty much everything. Like, these shelves are all over the place when it comes to what dinosaurs are contained within. There's a little more Adventure Force. We've got some Rebor here with their V-Rexes and stuff. So don't expect any type of specific like company to be associated with any of the shelves over here. We've got more Schleich down here, some more Recur, as well as, again, just pretty much some AAA. You've got Chapmay, you've got Invicta, Safari Ltd, the Kentrosaurus, a really cool, very rare figure right there. You've got some of those really old, kind of almost like a wax-type dinosaur. Well, actually, that's a Dimetrodon, but I believe there should be some more of those in here someplace, maybe back in the back. There's the Rebor Stegosaurus back there. The Safari Ltd Velociraptor, again, more Invictas here in the front. A mammoth from the Invicta line that apparently has fallen over. I believe there's a Papo Rex back there. Another of those bootleg Indominus figures. I actually ended up getting a second one, but I didn't want it. It was just in a lot of dinosaur figures, so I took it. Maybe I'll repaint that one at some point. Who knows? And then as we move down here, we have some dinosaurs now in the way, but we've also got, again, some more really cool stuff. Some of those old vintage dinosaurs back there. You've got some more Chapmay here in the front, some more Safari Ltd. We've got a really nice big ugly Carnotaurus there looking at us. There's some more Bullyland back there with their Giganotosaurus hiding in the way back. We also have more CollectA. And then down here, we've got more Safari Ltd. Again, more Schleich, a little bit of Papo. In here, this shelf here is actually, well, the Apatosaurus here from Mattel is actually getting in my way, but this shelf actually has quite a bit of room in it. We just need to get more stuff in there. There's an Invicta Brachiosaurus and a repainted Invicta Brachiosaurus right next to each other. And then the bottom shelf also sports a lot of like AAA and UKRD figures in here, which they're going to be a little hard to get to. I'm probably kind of disappearing from the sound here because I'm all the way down here on the bottom shelf, and it's so hard to get to because I have all of this stuff in the way with these, you know, statues. This raptor statue, the Triceratops is right here, as well as the Mattel Apatosaurus is in the way. But if we kind of squeeze in here, there we go, we can see all of the really cool AAA and UKRD figures and stuff that are hiding down here on the bottom. Awesome stuff. I'm a huge fan of that line. I'm always open to getting more of those, so hopefully I can acquire more as time goes on. And then as we come over here, we have the old Horizon Brachiosaurus that I was saying, again, has like the really bad seam lines and stuff. I did not know what I was doing when I put that one together. We've got an old, I think that's a AAA Dimetrodon right there. We have some others over here, some PNSO, some definitely dinosaurs, all kinds of stuff. When we get over here to the bottom shelf, we've got some of those large vinyl PNSO animal models. We also have the Safari Ltd Spinosaurus, that's my second. We have the huge Dromaeosaurus from AAA, and there's also a really nice looking Majungasaurus way back there, a Shane Fulks Majungasaurus. Once we come up here, we've got some Passion Chargers, some GR toys. We have an iToy Tyrannosaurus right here, a little bit more bully land and stuff. There's a NECA King Kong hiding back there within the Jurassic Park gates, which actually have a T-Rex breaking out of them. Here's some of the creature replica figures, which I absolutely love those. Once we come up here, we have a Shane Fulks Deltadromeus there in the back. We also have the Passion Charger Tyrannosaurus Edmontosaurus scene. Here's a Guanji model from Joe Ladati yet again. We've got some Rebor in here, like the Disney's dinosaur-style Carnotaurus. Some Takara Tomy and stuff. There's also some Bullyland and everything back there. We've got one of those amber pieces right there that I had reviewed quite a ways back. You could see, again, some CollectA and stuff hiding all over the place. All kinds of stuff that are just hiding within these figures right here. And then as we come up here, we've got some of the Safari Ltd hatchlings, another of those really cool repainted Mattel minis that resemble the, old Kenner Jurassic Park figures. Those were made by Keith Olsen. We have some of the Think Art figures right here with the Mosasaurus, the Allosaurus. We also have the iToy Dilophosaurus. There's the Think Art Styracosaurus. We have some of the older Castagna models. There's also a random little version of the Nanmu Indominus that I found on AliExpress. Again, another bootleg, but at a smaller size. There's the Dinosaurius Dilophosaurus back there. We have the Sarah Wayland Devon Ceratosaurus with some smaller captives raptors here. We also have a little Bumpy. We've got ourselves the Papo Oviraptor right there, as well as a repainted Dinosaurius Carnotaurus. There is the absolutely incredible Memory Museum Dilophosaurus. We also have Gorgo over here, destroying things and wreaking havoc. There is the Rubbersaurs Series 1 Velociraptor, the JP Raptor from Marco Makes. For some reason, it just sits crooked on here. I haven't figured out a way to fix that and make it sit straight, but we'll get there eventually. And then when we come up here, we've got some more Marco Makes. We've got some of those mini Saurs right here in the front. We also have a Disney's Dinosaur Raptor, and there's some Nanmu there in the back. We also have some more Marco Makes. There's a Chronicle Collectibles Velociraptor Resonating Chamber. We have the Dilophosaurus over here, the Rubbersaurus Dilophosaurus. Here are some more Rubbersaurs with the huge Spinosaurus and the huge Rex from Marco Makes. We also have some more Invictas, as well as Memory Museum, some Rebors, all kinds of stuff, some Takara Tomys. There is the Kayakasaurus Allosaurus right there. We have some Wild Past on the bottom right there, as well as the Dino Hazard Irritator, the Nanmu Triceratops. So all kinds of really fun stuff in this area. And then when we come up to the top, we've got ourselves a Gamera. We have some very large PNSO up there, as well as an alien bust hiding way back there in the back. We've got some Pacific Rim, some more amber pieces. There is the gigantic Horizon Triceratops right there. And then if we come over here to kind of watch where I'm stepping, we're all into breaking stuff. There is the Tamiya Tyrannosaurus kit. There's an old Horizon Rex that I had painted a long time ago. Some more random small figures, as well as a Mattel Ceratosaurus. And actually, going to kind of climb up here to get a look at this one. I don't even remember who made this, but it is an unbelievably awesome, almost kind of vintage Tyrannosaurus diorama where it's feeding on a kill and has some raptors that are kind of trying to steal the kill. This is a really cool model that I bought on eBay years ago. Unfortunately, it's covered in dust because it sits up here, and anybody that walks in my house likes to knock dust down on it, but it definitely needs to be cleaned. We've got some other stuff up here with the PNSO Chungkingosaurus. There's a huge Tyrannosaurus resin model back here of a dinosaur of a Rex feeding. We also have Godzilla in here. There's some of the National Geographic Wildlife Wow dinosaurs with a Rex and Spinosaurus as well. Moving down here, we have PNSO. Of course, not all of the PNSO, as we had some just kind of spread throughout the collection. Some just don't fit in here. But there is a ton of PNSO included when it comes to their regular releases, their minis, and all kinds of stuff. Different Wilsons and everything all throughout the PNSO section. Lots and lots of PNSO, which is always a good thing because I absolutely love and adore PNSO. Then as we move down here, we have again another area of just completely random stuff. We have the Pegasus Hobbies Triceratops right here. We also have the Musi Diabloceratops, the Safari Ltd Feathered Rex. We have some of the Scutosaurus from Safari Ltd. We also have an original and repainted Vitae. We also have some of the Edel Collectibles Raptors, which are pretty cool. Some more of the Eofauna figures right here, as well as some more GR toys. We have a Cat Toys Velociraptor Blue, some more GR toys over here. There's a Kyoto Rex. We also have some more Vitae with their Sinraptor. Actually, one is repainted, one is original. There is a Memory Museum crocodile feeding on a Rod's Random Work Compsognathus. And if you go further back, you start to see there's another of the Safari Ltd Tylosaurus back there. There is a really cool Disney's Dinosaur Aladar figure. We have the Memory Museum Rhino, as well as some more of the Edel collectible stuff back here hiding. Within the Dinosaur Sea, we also have a repainted Schleich Allosaurus to resemble the Big Al Walking with Dinosaurs Allosaurus. The Mesozoo Allosaurus, there is the W Dragon Giganotosaurus, another Safari Ltd Diplodocus right there. As we move down to the next shelf, we now enter Nanmu land, as we have just tons and tons of Nanmu that are all over the place. A lot of the human figures, which there are tons of. There's the Raptor Squad. We've got ourselves some of the V-Rex, the Ankylosaurus, the Stegosaurus, the Carnotaurus, the Sinoceratops. We've got the Indominus, aka the Berserker Rex, the Allosaurus, the older Tyrannosaurs, the Spinosaurus, some more V-Rex, the Giganotosaurus, as well as that kind of goldish V-Rex, so lots of Nanmu. And then as we move down to the next shelf, we have a repainted X Plus Albertosaurus, as well as all kinds of other stuff. We've got some Vitae in here. There is the Dino Dream Pteranodon. Kenji just randomly chilling over here. The very rare PNSO Pachyrhinosaurus, another Papo Spinosaurus. There are those Rebor skulls that they had released a ways back, something I never got around to reviewing. There's the Dinomation Spinosaurus. We have another Zilla back there, as well as some more Rebor Tyrannosaurs. We've got the Eofauna Atlasaurus, another big Brachiosaurus back there, a Safari Ltd version. There is also the Dinosaurus Deinonychus. And then if we go down to the final one here on the bottom of this particular shelf, we've got a huge Batat Diplodocus, some Mattel, we've got some more of the Wildlife Wow figures, all kinds of stuff. We have Imaginext, Schleich, again, Bullyland. We have all kinds of stuff in here. It's just nothing specific, just dinosaurs spread out all over the place. Even some more Dino Warriors back there. So tons of dinosaurs everywhere. And then coming over here to where I usually paint, we've got some Beetlejuice stuff, which is always cool because I love Beetlejuice. We have some stuff sitting here that I've either been working on or will be working on very soon. Some stuff I need to get painted. And then as we move back here, you could see some more of the Star Ace models with the Triceratops, the Ceratosaurus. There is the Masterpiece Models Utah Raptor. Some of those weird kind of drinks that have the Jurassic World tops to them. We also have the, move this out of the way, Kingdom Collection Velociraptor Blue Bust. As we move over here, we've got another Velociraptor, another JP Raptor. There's the Edel Collectibles Tyrannosaurus, T-Rex Productions Concavinator. We have the Dinosaurius Sideshow Apatosaurus with a Velociraptor Blue going for a ride on its neck. There's also, if you could see it back there, a few cryptids, and we actually have a Sasquatch, kind of like a stretchy one over here. And then there is Jason Voorhees chilling back there. We also have a really cool vintage Laramie dinosaur set there, still in box. Random Giganotosaurus, as well as a Pennywise up there. If we come up here, again, a little bit more Jason Voorhees, but we also have all kinds of like random little dinosaurs and stuff all over the place. All kinds of stuff up here on the wall. There's some dinosaur magnets that are on the side of a machete. We also have some super beautiful old vintage dinosaur art, some Pez dispensers. There's also the Sideshow Brachiosaurus ornament, which I just recently got. Super psyched about that. We have some of the old Zilla figures still in box. There's also some more stuff down here. We have the Alan Palmer Ceratosaurus bust. There are some of the Microverse Jurassic, Lost World Jurassic Park figures. There's some Rebors back here with the Compy dissection pieces, as well as the life-size version of the Compsognathus from Dinosaurius. There is an alligator arm back there. There's also the Rebor Shin Godzilla fetus. We have another Tyrannosaurus back here that was sculpted by Darren McDonald. We have more of the Passion Charger figures down here. A huge Damn Toys Carnotaurus, which I'm actually going to be repainting. There's also the Memory Museum Bajadasaurus. We have a W Dragon Tyrannosaurus, something I'm also intending on repainting. There is the SP Art Projects Tyrannosaurus with its hatchlings. There are some more Vitae and Dinosaurius figures down there. Some more Vitae as we go up. We also have the PNSO Nick the Ceratosaurus bookend back there. Some more of those super cool repainted minis. This one to look more like the Demon Carnotaurus, as well as some Snap Squads and the Blackheart Models dinosaur line of busts. All of them right there. There is a Lindbergh, I believe, Dilophosaurus, as well as the Invicta repainted diorama that I had created, and another Vitae figure back there. There's also the set with the exclusive Stegosaurus that was a little bit of a hard figure to find right there from Mattel. And then if we actually come down here, we've got the W Dragon Indoraptor with the Edaphosaurus from CollectA randomly here. I don't know why he's here. We also have the Dasmir's Toys Tyrannosaurus. And then if we come out here, we start to see some dioramas. This is just a random diorama I made a very long time ago. And then you can see over here on the side, there is a Tamiya diorama, and I actually have a whole bunch of them that are sitting here to either get repainted or fixed up. So nothing special here yet, but we will have them here eventually. Now here's a gigantic box full of stuff that I have to repaint. Whenever I find stuff that I want to repaint, they just kind of sit here. There's also some more repaint stuff down here. A case with the old Funrise dinosaurs in it. Now my camera's going out of focus. There's also some really cool fossil replicas back there in that box that I have to get out. And here's another giant box full of stuff that I want to repaint. Someday we'll have to get there eventually, but lots and lots of stuff that I want to repaint. And then back here we have some more statues. We've got the Chronicle Collectibles Breakout Rex. We have some of the Rebor Dilophosaurus over here. We also have the Jurassic Park ornament, as well as some other Chronicle and Dino Dream compies back here. We have the Horizon Dilophosaurus. There's also some Chronicle Collectibles eggs and the Hatching Raptor, the W Dragon Tyrannosaurus bust, another Mr. Papo Rex back there. Then there's some more dinosaur sets and stuff. We have like a repainted Indominus right here. There's a little baggie with some PNSO knockoffs that I want to repaint that apparently fell out of this box. You can also see a custom Mattel Baryonyx that I had painted, as well as all kinds of stuff with like Rebor, CollectA. We have all kinds of dinosaurs hiding in here. Some more Dino Dream, as well as some Kid Galaxy. There's some more Dino Dream up there. And then when we come up here to the top, we have the huge Cat Toys Tyrannosaurus Rex with some of the Dino Dream compies hiding in there. There's also a Rebor Gorilla. We have some more of those Lindbergh Velociraptors. Another Horizon Tyrannosaurus repainted to look like a male. There is the Amber Collection Pteranodon, the Cat Toys Velociraptor, the X-Rex figures from Rebor, as well as another Amber Collection Raptor. We've got some Jurassic Park VHS tapes back there. There's also another, if I can get over to it, Tamiya Tyrannosaurus model over here. One of the Dinomania skeletons right here with the Spinosaurus. And then there's also the Tamiya Brachiosaurus back there, as well actually as the Triceratops diorama, but you really can't see it. Coming over here, we have some more of those crazy Papo bootleg Spinosaurus, as well as the actual Papo Apatosaurus, some of the bendable Mattel figures. There's also a Horizon Apatosaurus right here, and some of those Gosnell Diplodocus, as well as a basic version of the Mattel Raptor that's been repainted. We have a whole bunch of dinosaur books that aren't easily accessible anymore because they're covered in dinosaurs, some of which that are just books from my childhood, some of which are newer books that I've purchased, but all of which I keep because they're dinosaurs. Then once we come over here, we have the gigantic W Dragon Giraffe Titan, as well as some more sauropods, mostly Brachiosaurus and stuff over here, some Schleichs. As we move down, we have a repainted Safari LTD. We have some more sauropods and stuff down here, as well as a repainted Mattel Rex, the PNSO Triceratops right there. Coming down here, and I do apologize, I'm trying to go through this pretty quick, so if I happen to call a dinosaur one name and it's something else, I do apologize. I may get mixed up. We do have a whole bunch of Stegosaurus down here. We also have a Disney's dinosaur figure back there riding on the back of one. Down here, some more Stegosaurus, as well as a Sukata Hobbies Brontosaurus, and then that one random huge T-Rex down here. We also have a Pachyrhinosaurus from the Jurassic Park line, another David Silva sculpt. We have the huge Pop Funko Tyrannosaurus. And here we have all kinds of randomness. We have all kinds of dinosaurs and, you know, not even strictly dinosaurs. Like we have Predator, Ghostbusters, Ultraman, Godzilla, Friday the 13th, Back to the Future, all kinds of random collectibles. There's some more of the Dino Riders stuff right there. We also have the repainted Gosnell Diplodocus back there, and a Dimorphodon knockoff from CollectA on top of poor Doc Brown. There is the Velociraptor bust from Dinosaur Creations. There's also a Kenner Dimetrodon still in package, and then we have some Mattel figures here in package as we move down. There's also some of the Safari LTD tubes, which I want to review eventually. We also have some more Mattel, and then the really cool Jurassic Park game. Some vehicles here, Jurassic Park vehicles, and then all kinds of stuff everywhere. There's just so much to show you guys. It's stuff everywhere. We've got some Kongs hanging off of the side here. We have some random Jurassic Park, Beasts of the Mesozoic, all kinds of stuff as we move down the front of this. More stuff hiding all down in here. Again, all kinds of stuff that's not specifically dinosaurs, just collectibles in general. And then we have even more that are just kind of sitting everywhere because I haven't found a good spot exactly to put them yet. But one day we will find somewhere to put all of this stuff, and it will look a lot nicer than just sitting here in a big pile in front of these shelves. If we come up here, you can also see that we have the Beetlejuice back there. We have some more of these Gujitsu figures, as well as a random alien looking at me. And then to look at the creepy ceiling, we also have the puppet from The Lost World. We've got a puppet from Disney's Dinosaur, as well as a Nanmu Mosasaurus, kind of a bootleg, and the Pteranodon from the Jurassic Park line. And then actually over here, we also have an Ultraman figure again, and we also have those cars back there right behind them. I don't know why they're behind that, but... And there's even a repainted Pteranodon from the basic Jurassic World line. There's so much stuff, even I forget about it. If we come over to the other side, we have one of those Jurassic World T-Rex puppets. We also have some NECA Godzilla figures here still in package. We have some Amber collection that are just kind of hanging around. As we move through, we also have the Hatchet figure. Again, we have more Amber collection. There's just tons of those guys, of course. We have more Amber collection over here, as well as just random Mattel humans. I never usually take them out of the package unless the package just accidentally opens, and I'll take them out. As we move through, some more of those random dinosaurs from Dollar Tree. Lots and lots of Amber collection, that's for sure. As we move over here, you can see that we've got the old Happy Meal for Camp Cretaceous, an Imaginext Indoraptor, and then a Majungasaurus here still in package. Some more Mattel here, and some of this stuff is just up here for I don't even know what reason. I just needed to get it out of the way. I hung it up just because. There is the Rubbersaurs Monsters of the Deep set. Absolutely love that. And then we've got some more random Velociraptor puppets here, hand puppets. We've got some more Mattel. And then we also, if I can knock stuff over walking over, we have the Jurassic World, the exhibition set right here, as well as some more puppets, again with the Dilophosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus from the Lost World Jurassic Park hand puppet. And I actually forgot to mention that we have the old Jurassic Park Velociraptor puppet here as well. I don't know why I didn't point that out before. And then if we peek back here, we could see a nice cryptid hanging out back there, but we also have some more random stuff hiding all over the place. Again, we have more of the Gosnell Brachiosaurus. You can see his legs back there. And then coming over here, we have the Pegasus Hobby Spinosaurus trying to eat a Lost World Velociraptor. We have some of the captives and Mattel minis here throughout. We have a Horizon hatching Tyrannosaurus I painted a very long time ago. Another Horizon Rex that I had painted, repainted CollectA Dimorphodon. We have the Nanmu Apatosaurus with, I don't know where this guy came from, but the green raptor is just hanging out here obscuring our view. Some Papos, some more minis and everything. There is the Musi Carnotaurus diorama, as well as the Star Ace 1 million years BC Allosaurus, which I love. There's the Nanmu Mosasaurus back there. Another Bigfoot right here. The Rebor Titanoboa right there in the front. And then coming down here, we have some more W Dragons, some Mattel, lots of Mattel, some Papo. We have the T-Rex Productions Allosaurus back there, the Iron Studios Jurassic Park Raptor. There's the iToy Raptor. There is the Yuppie Chen Tyrannosaurus. Another Joe Ladati sculpt back there with the 1 million years BC Allosaurus, a Papo Rex. Another of those original Papo Velociraptors. There's the Teratophonius and Pseudoceratops from Passion Charger. We also have some Takara Tomy in here. We have some Kayakasaurus. We have lots of stuff, some Rebor. As we move down here, we have a really cool T-Rex bust, which I honestly don't even know who makes that, but I love it. We have the Rebor Tyrannosaurs right there, the Killer Queens, another Pachyrhinosaurus from Papo. There's the Acrocanthosaurus, some more Mattel minis. We have Papo right here with the alligator snapping turtle, the Dimetrodon, the Acrocanthosaurus, the Styracosaurus back there. We've also got some of the characters from Primeval here hanging out, spread throughout this giant jungle of dinosaurs. There is the Therizinosaurus from Papo, as well as Rebor. We have the Dinomation Tyrannosaurus. There is the Stegosaurus hatchling from Rebor. As we come down to the next shelf, we have the iToy Paraceratherium, as well as the Papo Quetzalcoatlus hanging out on top of it. We also have some more Papo, some more Rebor down here with the deceased Tyrannosaurus. There is the Baryonyx and Cryolophosaurus from Papo as well. An old repainted Papo Spinosaurus. We also have the W Dragon Tyrannosaurus yet again. There are the dueling Tyrannosaurs from the Dinosaurius model. And then we also have some of those Qualia figures that we just reviewed not long ago, some more captives. As we move down here, we've got some W Dragon, Nanmu, and we also have some more of the Damn Toys busts down here. We also have some Memory Museum, as well as the vintage Joe Ladati Tyrannosaurus, some GR toys. We also have the W Dragon, the older W Dragon Bull Rex, which really looks like he needs a bath. He's very, very dusty. And then moving down here, we have some of the Resaurus figures, not looking like they're positioned too great, but they are down here. And there's apparently a deceased Baryonyx, which the Protoceratops looks like he's about to eat. And it seems also as though this Triceratops is feeding on this deceased Tyrannosaurus, which is very interesting. And then up here we have some more PNSO, as well as Vitae, Rebor, Papo. You can see all kinds of stuff. There's just so many different companies here all blended together. We have the iToy Dilophosaurus, the alternate version, the original version, another Papo Rex, but this time the brown version. There is the Rebor Baby Baryonyx, and then as we move down here, you can see we have the very large PNSO Ceratosaurus back there. We also have some random Mattel, some more Papo. There is the Cesar Gomez Baby Triceratops. We also have the Damn Toys Carnotaurus skull right here, another Vitae Giganotosaurus, another of the V-Rex from Rebor, some more Papo, as well as the two different paint variants of the PNSO Tyrannosaurus. I don't know if there's anything back there behind it. Can't really get back to find out. I have stuff kind of buried. There is another of the Batat Diplodocus, the Rebor Dimorphodon, and we have some aquatic species, but also mixed with random non-aquatic species, so we have a nice mixture of everything in here, but there does seem to be quite the focus on aquatic species in this particular area, so maybe I'll have to readjust this at some point, get the other dinosaurs out of here, like the iToy Ceratosaurus that we have in here, and I also saw the Passion Charger Nasutoceratops hiding over here. There's the Megaloceros from Papo, so all kinds of stuff in here that probably shouldn't be if it's underwater. And then as we come down here, there's more Rebor and PNSO. We also have the Tyrannosaurus, the Joe Ladati Charles R. Knight version. There is the Acrocanthosaurus from Rebor. We also have more PNSO aquatic species. Another Retrosaurus figure. Another random Brachiosaurus. There is the Lasercraft Velociraptor Paddock, as well as some Rebor Velociraptors, the Jurassic World Gates. There's also the old Sega Velociraptor Blue that came out a few years ago. And then down here on the bottom, we have another Sega Tyrannosaurus, some Papo, some Schleich. Looks a little dusty down here. I'm going to have to get back here and clean it, I think. There is the iToy, the female Tyrannosaurus. Another really cool T-Rex right here. And we also have the Pegasus Hobbies Tyrannosaurus, as well as some more Nanmu Triceratops. And then there's some old vintage dinosaurs here just kind of lumbering around here in front. Some old Imperials and stuff like that out here. We also have some more random Jurassic stuff and even Jumanji stuff sitting back here. Some stuff that's here for repaints, some stuff that's here just in like a transition period area, but we also have the gigantic Tyrannosaurus bust that I was able to score from a thrift shop quite a ways back, probably one of the highlights of my collection for sure. Then over here we have more stuff. We have the Memory Museum Carnotaurus, the Damn Toys Carnotaurus, not the one that I'm painting, another one. And then we also have the Dinosaur Sideshow Carnotaurus. It's a little dark to really see that. We have an owl sitting there. We've got some Paleozoo down there with the Tiktaalik. We also have some Schleich right here in the front. There's another Dinosaurus Carnotaurus there. Another one of those really old 50s kind of almost wax type dinosaur figures way back there in the back. You've got the Rex back there, and there's also a very cool shark that I got on vacation at some point. We've got some sea turtles, and we even have a kraken up here in the front. Then over here we have the Damn Toys Quetzalcoatlus, as well as like an Anguirus here. We've got some other stuff. We also have the Nanmu John Hammond and Godzilla down here. And then if we come over here, we've got a super cool alien bust that I purchased on eBay quite a ways back, long time ago. I don't remember even who made it, but it was some special effects guy that was selling some of his work, and he had sold this alien bust on there, so I bought that. We've also got Gorosaurus. We have a very cool King Kong right there, some random alien stuff, as well as a random Apatosaurus. We have a Super Troopers box set there for a DVD with the Think Art Dunkleosteus and stuff up here on the top. And then over here we have some keychains for some Godzilla. We also have a Christmas ornament with a Jurassic Park T-Rex, and also the Dino Dream Triceratops bust, which is absolutely incredible. If you've never seen the review of that, definitely an awesome model right there. A really cool bust, but another of the many dinosaur related things we have. We also up here have a very cool dinosaur picture as well. And then as far as the rest of my collection goes, you can kind of see what we have here. We have a lot of stuff in boxes and stuff, like tons all boxed up, as well as some figures sitting on top here with the Dino Riders Brontosaurus and the CollectA Tyrannosaurus back there. We've also got some Mattel figures and all kinds of stuff, Godzillas and everything in here. We also have the CollectA Triceratops, some stuff that's just a little bit too big to actually fit over where I am currently with all the stuff I have crammed into the current area. We also have a huge T-Rex skeleton over here, as well as a very large Bigfoot that's wearing a shirt, which I think is probably one of the coolest things that I have. And again, just lots of stuff that unfortunately sits over here in storage and doesn't actually get to be included with my collection because the collection is just too big. There's just too many things, and I don't unfortunately have the room for it all to be displayed until I can apparently get a mansion, I guess. So that's pretty much the gist of my collection, guys. A pretty long video, and I apologize for it going so long, but I also apologize kind of for flying through the stuff, but with so much stuff to go through, I kind of needed to move at a little bit of a quicker pace or we would have been here forever. Maybe at some point, if I can organize it a little bit better, I'll have a nicer collection video to show you guys, but for now, hopefully you guys are happy with this particular video right here. So anyway, guys, hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this look at my collection. A long time coming was this video, so make sure you like, comment, and definitely hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.